Welcome to episode 168 of the quest lore series, Defender of Varrock. To start this quest you must have completed Demon Slayer, Romeo and Juliet, What Lies Below, Garden of Tranquility, Family Crest, Below Ice Mountain, Temple of Ikov, and Shield of Arav. At the Jolly Boar Inn, next to the lumberyard, you meet Elias White, who's an explorer. He was in the desert when he got a tip-off about something near this area. One of the patrons here was ranting and raving about zombies. Whilst most people thought these were just drunk ramblings, Elias didn't. He tells you the tale of Arav, who once defended Varrock against a zombie invasion led by a Majorat named Zamoragul. Arav sacrificed himself to save his city, but unfortunately Zamoragul survived. These zombie sightings, and the fact that they also appear to be forming into ranks, is why Elias suspects his return. You ask Elias what led him to this conclusion. He explains that he's been researching the Majorat, hence why he was exploring in the desert, and now he goes more in depth on the tale. In the 4th age, a group of travelers came upon an abandoned child. They set up camp where they found him, and it soon grew into the town of Varrock, which is today known as the city of Varrock. The child became a hero. He defended the settlement from a goblin attack and took the name Arav, which is a curse word in the goblin tongue. He heroically continued defending this city until he was granted a divination of the future, where he saw the Majorat Zamoragul claiming Varrock as his own. So Arav set out to find a powerful weapon to best him. This took him to the Imkamdo dwarves, who made him a powerful shield, the Shield of Arav. He faced off Zamoragul and the zombie horde, and the invasion was repelled, but it came at the cost of his life. Zamoragul hasn't been seen since, and his last act before retreating was to claim Arav's body and cursing him into becoming an undead slave. It's been hundreds of years since then, and most people have completely forgotten about Zamoragul. Inquiring about how Elias came to know so much, he says he used to be an adventurer like you. You ask him if he had any life-changing injuries, and he says, thankfully not. As the sightings were right outside the inn, you're going to see if you can follow their tracks. You inspect the plant and find some footprints, and continue until you search a bush to find a grubby key. The footsteps lead to a trapdoor near the strange old man who collects bones. Inside the cave, you look over a balcony and find Shadaftiak talking to Zamoragul. You overhear that for anyone to pass by the doors and gates, they need to be covered in the red mist. Zamoragul's cousin Lucian has been growing in strength, but he does not wish to work alongside him because Lucian would be in control. Arav now appears, but as the slave of this necromancer. Zamoragul is the one that's been gathering the zombie forces. You're going to split paths. Elias White is going to go to Varrock to update the guards on what's been found so far, whilst you keep exploring deeper into this dungeon. You pick up 3 bottles off the floor and fight the zombies until you get the red mist so you can go through the gates. Arav appears and says this place is too dangerous for the likes of you. Whilst he has no control over his body, he does sometimes have control over his mind, but only when Zamoragul is not paying attention to him. Arav says that Zamoragul has his heart, which is why he has control over him, and he insists that you should leave before he's forced to do Zamoragul's bidding and maybe attack you. You get more red mist and continue going through the dungeon, and again you look over another balcony to see the zombie forces that are making their final preparations before heading north. You find Elias in the Varrock Palace and say that Zamoragul is about to make another attack on Varrock. You go to Captain Rovin and fill him in on all the details. Elias would need to research if there is any chance to save Arav, and asks you to find out if the Shield of Arav can return to its magical glory by speaking with the Imkamdo dwarves of Kamdazal. Captain Rovin will prepare the city's defences. Romano says the shield was crafted long before his time, but the sacred forge here is a powerful relic from the time when gods still walked this land. He says that before Kamdazal's ruin, the sages would use this forge to guide people in the Dream Theatre, a mystical and surreal place that they were transported to and had visions of the past, present and future. You can use it too, but you need some imbued baronite first. It's a normal baronite deposit imbued with the core of a chaos golem. You use this on the sacred forge. In the Dream Theatre, you speak with Arav, and he explains that it wasn't him who used the shield, but the son of Varrock's founder. Only then did the zombies meet their doom, as there was a magical force in his blood, so you have to find one of his descendants if you're to save Varrock. Suddenly Zamoragul takes over Arav's body. He says that the zombies are already at Varrock's walls and it's too late, so you quickly look for Captain Rovin and explain that you need to find someone of Arav's lineage. He suggests that you speak to Reldo and hands you the Shield of Arav. Reldo says that Surok Magis has escaped. The teleblock on him stopped working, and in hindsight, imprisoning a deadly mage in a library wasn't a very well thought out plan. You ask if there are any living descendants of Arav, He says there's a document on the desk in the corner that lists the elders of Varrock, and the Varrock sensors can be used to find matching names, so you're going to speak to a bunch of them. Aeonisig Reisver doesn't have the blood to activate the magic shield, so it's not him. Nor Sir Prizin, nor Romeo, nor Horvik, nor Curator Hake Halen, but he mentions that from the Halen line there was a lady named Nedwina who married into the Fitzharmon family. So you talk to Deminthes in Southeast Varrock. You pass the shield to him and it magically responds to his touch, so you quickly get to the palace and in one fell swoop his magic electrocutes all the zombies. Being defeated here in Varrock, Zamoragul decides to go north. Whilst you've managed to save Varrock, you still haven't been able to save Arav yet. Once Elias has a lead on how to do something about Arav's heart, he'll be in touch. You get 15,000 smithing and hunter XP and access to Zamoragul's base, where you can get the zombie axe. Completing this quest is a requirement for While Gothic Sleeps and the Curse of Arav, which is the next quest I'll be completing.